All right, we're the Charlatan here with the one and only
Brett Kissel. Howdy, folks.
Brett. How are you doing?
Oh, perfect. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. There's so much I want to just cover today, but let's get the story of how did you go from living on a farm in Alberta to Nashville and Canadian stardom?
Well, it's definitely a long story. So if we had some whiskey, you and me, then at least we could probably get into half of it. But the Coles notes of this is very simple. I just grew up loving country music. I worshipped my heroes like Johnny Cash and Garth Brooks and George Strait. And so when I got my first guitar when I was a little kid, I started playing locally. And one gig led to another, and it led to getting an opportunity to really start making a name for myself provincially. And
of course, you're here in Ottawa now. What's it like to be back here?
I love Ottawa very much. Some of my favorite memories in my career have been here. One of my favorite shows that I've ever played was getting an opportunity to play on Parliament Hill for Canada Day. And that was so special, getting that opportunity. The national exposure was great, but just that feeling of Canadian pride was something that I'll never forget. Then you fast forward a few years, and I got the opportunity to play at We Day at Canadian Tire Centre. That was an amazing event and obviously one of the great arenas here in Canada. And now you fast forward to where you and I are today, the Algonquin Commons Theatre. We've got a Win to Get In special event with New Country 94. And what's very special is that this has been one of the most highly sought after tickets perhaps over the last year here in Ottawa. And I'm very, very blessed that we get to play a great intimate party show.
So yeah, it's a win your way in show. How does it feel to know that you just have so many people that are just fighting to get in to see you?
It's pretty unique and it's very special, but it's getting intense on social media as we all live on Instagram now and Twitter and Facebook and stuff. And people are messaging me on Insta nonstop and telling me, stories from unique stories and funny stories to sad and heart-wrenching stories about why they really, really want to get tickets and be a part of tonight's show. And although not everybody can be a part of it, those who do have tickets and have won their way in, I think the excitement level is going to be a 10 out of 10 for song number 1. By the time we get to the end of the show, hell, we might be at 20 out of 10.
And you mentioned you're on tour with your family. What's it like to have the kids and your wife on tour here?
I'll tell you, it's chaos, that's for sure. When you have 2 little kids, we're right in the thick of things, my wife and I. We've got 2 baby girls. Our oldest is Mila, and she's 2 years old. Our youngest is Aria, and she's 9 months. So both these little angels are, obviously got us wrapped around their fingers, but the reality is that they've got such busy little schedules, these girls, from naps to eating to Disney movies to everything that we've got going on. So you think that it's this lavish lifestyle as a country singer to, be throwing back a couple of drinks or maybe playing some NHL on PS4. We're watching Disney movies and feeding these girls yogurt and they're drinking out of their sippy cups. It's a pretty special way of life for us right now.
And you're on tour because you've got the album. So
our new record. What do you guys think? You guys see this bad boy right here? So We Were That Song is our latest record. And what's special about this, not just the music, but this might very well be a collector's item because this, I think, might be our last time we ever make a physical copy for a record because everybody obviously is downloading and stuff like that. If you don't like the music, you can use this as a drink coaster, which is great for everybody at university. It's perfect for your beer or your whiskey. But if you do like the music, which we hope that you do, we've got 13 tracks that each of them have a little piece of my heart in it, to be honest, from songs about my family to songs about the best parties that I've ever been to songs that just make you want to roll the windows down and crank it up. We've got everything for everybody on this one record.
How do you feel about the way people have been responding so far to the album?
I'm loving it. And being that everybody, like I was saying, is living on Instagram and Snapchat, when they send messages to me of them listening to these songs or can, send a quick story about what one of my songs means to them. That, as an artist, is one of the best things, is to get that opportunity to really gauge the reaction from your fans, from your consumers. This is a business after all. It's an arts and entertainment business. But to get that feedback immediately is the best.
And Grandpa Bear is one of the people. Do you want to tell us who that is?
So Grandpa Bear is my actual grandpa. Grandpa Ron Wędzinowski is his name, pure Polish Ukrainian guy. I love him with all my heart. He's been a huge influence on my career. As my grandpa went through cancer this past year, it was very important for me to soak in as much time as I could with him, but get as much advice as I could. And I would have these conversations where we'd sit across from each other, and I'd say, tell me what it was like when you're in first and second grade. Tell me what it was like when you met Mima. Tell me what it was like when you first became a parent or when you first started the farm. And it would always circle back. My grandpa would say that, you know what, Brett, you really need to cherish where you're at right now and the days that you're living right now, because as a young man with a young family and a beautiful wife and all these great things happening, these are the best years of your life. So that inspired a song that I wrote called Nights in the Sun. And I even recorded some of the conversations I had with Grandpa Bear, and I put it at the tail end of Nights in the Sun so that it would be a very special tribute for him, but some great words of wisdom to really wrap up the song. Country music is number one in Vancouver. It's number one in Toronto right now. It's number one in Ottawa. We have two amazing radio stations. New Country 94 brought us in today and are doing so many great things for their fan base. I'm awfully proud to be a country singer in 2018 because as a guy who's just part of that family, whether I'm at the top or the bottom or somewhere in the middle, it doesn't matter. I'm part of the family and part of the fabric that is country music. And country music is the number one genre, so it's a good time to be a country singer.
And just what's next for you? You said this is only the first third of the tour. Yeah. So, what's next?
We're going to keep playing. 2018 is the year to promote our new record and the year to get out and play. There's no gig we're going to turn down. We are going to go coast to coast to coast, play every province, every territory to make this the biggest and best Canadian tour there's ever been.
Is there anyone that you're hoping will join you along the way, or?
For me, I got the guy that I wanted. The great Dan Davidson is a dear friend of mine, a great Alberta boy. This guy's not only a great artist, but he's a great entertainer. You see his live show, you see his passion for performing. So having Dan as our opening act is this perfect cherry on top to what we feel is a very strong package and a very strong tour show. Dan Davidson is that icing on top that we know everybody here tonight and everybody across Canada is going to love as much as we love him.
All right, that sounds awesome. And just before, we'll have to wrap it up soon, but is there anything else you just want to add right now? Anything we haven't covered? Or
the biggest thing is that social media. If people want to follow my journey, for myself, my wife, our little girls, Charlie, our wiener dog, who I hear him coming right here. Where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Come here, my boy.
Well, this is...
boy. So this is Charlie the wiener dog, and Charlie is the official tour mascot. And so if you want to follow his journey, he's got an Instagram page called @ohmycharlie. You can follow me at Brett Kissel, and you can see our journey. Oh, and he's gonna come give you some love.
Well, here, you want to hold them?
Yeah, sure.
Here, Charlie.
Have you ever met a dachshund before?
I actually had one that just came down. This is
Hi, Miss Mila. Well, oh yeah, and you're gonna get a bunch of kisses. There you go. That's the real deal right now. And this is Mila. She's our oldest. She's 2 years old. Mila, can you say hello? Perfect.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful. Yeah.
Nice. That's what it's like with life on the road.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much, and have a great show tonight, and enjoy the rest of the tour.
You betcha. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.